Everyone has a story. You have a story. I have a story. We all have our stories. Today, let's look at the story of John the Baptist. It's one of the most fascinating and exciting stories in the Bible, the birth of John the Baptist. Let's focus today on his day of circumcision and naming. Everyone comes from all over the village. All the family, the relatives, and the friends, they come because they want to share the joy with Elizabeth and Zachariah. And they've already made plans on what this child was going to be named after, Zachariah. But they get shocked when the parents said, no, he's not going to be Zachariah. He's going to be John. And they are surprised. But there's no one who is John in the family. But they still said, no, his name is John. Why John? Because that's the plan of God. John is the plan of God. And it was not going to be stopped by what people think, by what people wanted, because John is God's plan. And they are wondering, what would this child turn out to be? But he had the hand of God on him, with him all the time. And what God had set out for John to be, he did that with great success. He followed the path right to the end, being the messenger, speaking for who was to come, speaking for the Messiah who was to come, preparing the way. And he set out to do is exactly as God wanted him to do. My dear friends, you, what is your story? What have you turned out to be from the time of your birth? Have you turned out to be what people say you are? Or you're turned out to be what God has set you to be? Many times we struggle with wanting to please people. I don't know, for trying to please people, what has been your success rate? Because that can be a very difficult thing to do. But if we set out to please God, He will direct our paths and our actions in the manner in which He Himself has set out for us. And we turn out to be the people God has wanted us to be. And I think this is a great story of John the Baptist. It is our story. When we are struggling in our relationship with people, in our relationship with the things around us and everything, especially wanting to make people happy, please people, think of John the Baptist. Let that story be the story of your inspiration. Let that inspire confidence in you, remembering that what we turn out to be is what God wants us to be, and not what people want us to be. And we must always remember that we are who God wants us to be.